The world is yet again being saved by modders. That's really dramatic, but like, honestly, that's how I feel. There's a modder called Twisted Mexi that I've talked about before on this channel, and I'll link my past videos talking about his mods down below, but they just had a new mod come out, one that I've seen them teasing a lot on Twitter. Now, I use their build mode free cam, I use the expandable build by catalog. The mod that I'm talking about though is better build by. And the reason that I'm so excited about this is because they've made it so that we can organize debug, among other things like named debug, the ability to clone and destroy debug, the expandable catalog, better filters, persistent filters, no cheats needed, the build mode free cam. All of these things are like combined in this better build by mod. And so we're gonna download this and try it out today. Before I download it, quick overview. Things like debug and live edit objects are sorted into proper categories. Debug items are named. You can clone and destroy them. Like, these are all things that seem so obvious, but you just can't do in the regular game with debug. It's not out right now for public release, but it is out on their Patreon, and it's gonna come out really soon for public release. And so I figured I would be like, hey guys, by the way, you should check this out. Now we're going to very carefully follow these installation instructions. Number 1, open the download below. Okay, I downloaded it. Inside we've got this folder. We're gonna put that directly into our mods folder. Maybe I shouldn't have the build cam and expandable catalog mods still. All right, I'll take those out. And then we're gonna put this folder, the better build by folder, directly into our mods folder. No subfolders, right in there. And that's it. The reason it's a bit tricky is because you have to install it, open your game, check the setting on, and then close your game and reload it, and then it'll work. And the reason this is happening is because if you've got this mod installed and you upload something to the gallery, it's gonna count everything in the build as being CC. But if you take the mod out, as in like turn it off, reload your game, it won't count as being CC. So it's a little bit like finicky to try and like bypass that gallery CC thing, because obviously using debug items isn't custom content. You just wanna make sure your game isn't thinking it is. Just for some quick context, I wanna show you guys what debug is like without this mod. Why can't I type testing cheats? Okay, if you type bb.show hidden objects and then bb.show live edit objects, you can access all of the debug things. You search the word debug and then you get met with this menu of just nightmare. Now, a lot of these things are named, like you can see this one's called sheet music. Some of them are actually like filtered to an extent, but once you start getting into like the live edit objects territory, by default they have no names, they're in the middle of nowhere, there's just a million things to scroll through and you absolutely can't find any of them. What is that? Oh my god, Star Wars. Okay. Anyway, debug's a nightmare. Obviously with the expandable build catalog, you can filter through it a little bit better, which is really helpful, but I'm very excited to be able to filter through it properly. So let's turn this on. Organize debug turned on. You'll need to restart your game for changes to take effect, and then we'll get all the named debug items and everything. And then obviously we'll turn it back off at the end so that we don't have the CC tag. All right, let's do it. Let's close our game. We're going back in. I am genuinely so excited about this. It's like the best day of my life. I know that sounds really dramatic, but like we don't have much good going on right now. So a mod release like this that's gonna make my life this much better is just wonderful. I'm so excited. So you'll see when I load into the game, by default, this tag is still there. So that means it worked, it's still on. And so now I should be able to click debug, and yes, look, it shows me the debug beds. I didn't know this was gonna happen. Usually this bed, every single swatch is separate in the catalog. So like when you open the catalog, there's like a million versions because this bed is everywhere. Now it's all one bed with just swatches. Oh my god, this is the best day of my life. This is so much better than I was expecting. Look, we don't have a million beds in the catalog anymore. Thank you. I wonder if I go to landscaping, if I filter by live edit, all the live edit lands. Okay, if you've ever, oh my god, if you've ever watched me build with debug, you'll know that these trees are just in a mess of everywhere in the catalog. Like you'll sit there scrolling for hours trying to find the tree you're searching for. I feel like I've never even seen this one before because I never looked that hard. But now all of those debug trees are just in build mode in this section so we can access them. Look at how many more options we have. I mean, we've always had these in the game, but like if you're not willing to sit there and scroll through everything, you're gonna miss out on a lot of the debug trees. For example, all of these trees are from Get Together, but none of them are actually in your build catalog. So if you've never sat here and scrolled through, you would have never had access to any of these trees. And like the Get Together trees are some of my favorite ones in the game. This tree and this tree are like my two favorite trees in The Sims 4, and they're debug ones, so to get to them it takes a whole lot of scrolling and like searching, and it's so annoying. But now you can just grab them so easily, and you can clone them with this mod. Usually when you click on a thing with the clone tool from Debug, it's like, this item can't be cloned, this item can't be cloned. Not anymore, look at me go. Oh my god. If you don't really build that often, especially with Debug, the like severity of this issue might not impact you that much. You might not care. But as a person who builds with Debug all the time, this is wonderful. Oh, the rocks are filtered properly. Do you know how long I spend looking for these? I love to use these rocks. These are so hard to find in the game. I find myself scrolling for what feels like hours trying to find those rocks. I've never even seen some of these. Like, I didn't even know we had a couple of these items because obviously you're just not filtered right, so you can't see them. But I love, love, love to use these stones to like make little pathways, you know, you can kind of line them. But the issue with regular Debug is that sometimes you might like accidentally scroll past or like accidentally click out a debug and then you lose your place, and then you gotta scroll back forever to try and find these random stones, which are usually just named debug. Like, these have been named properly by the mod. The mod added garden path stone as the name of this, but usually they're just called debug, so you can't search for them, you can't duplicate them. So if you've like scrolled past and all of a sudden they're gone, good luck finding them again. It's gonna take you forever. But now you can duplicate them and you can search for it if you wanted to. Oh my god. Truly the single greatest mod ever made for The Sims 4. And oh look, let me just turn on my expandable build catalog and I can look at all my rocks even better. I'm not kidding, I didn't know we had most of these. Like that, wow. That is a rock. That is a rock. Yeah, wow. But I really didn't know we had a lot of these. So like having this mod installed is gonna make it so much easier to actually use debug items, because otherwise to look for stuff like this, you're just gonna have to search debug, right? Oh, the mod disables that because they're not called debug anymore. Well, usually without the mod installed, you would just search debug and then again be met with a menu. Like when you press show all, good luck scrolling through literally every item in The Sims 4 trying to find random debug stuff. Like this, you just look forever and ever and hope you find what you want, because there's a million things and most of them are useless. Like, oh my. But look at, like, some of these things are really cool. Like that thing, this thing, this thing, this. Oh, I didn't even know we had this sign. Oh, I don't think I realized that we had this either, and there's swatches. Whoa, wait a minute. That's really good. That's base game? Do you see what I mean? I would never have known. And you could search for things too. Like usually if you wanted to use one of these fake cats, again, good luck scrolling, but now I could be like, I want a kitten. Oh look, I've forgotten where these path stones are. Let me just search up flat. Oh, it's my flat garden path stone. And also, wow, this, and also this. Can I just clone it one more time? Oh my god. Oh my god. So yeah, I personally paid for this mod on Patreon because I wanted it now and I didn't want to have to wait. I actually installed it like a week ago. I just didn't make a video about it until just now. I'm sitting here like, oh wow, look, I can clone things? Meanwhile, I tried this like last week. I seriously cannot recommend this mod enough. All of the things involved in it. I mean, I made an entire video about just this part, the expandable build by catalog, because that came out first. You press number 1 on your keyboard and it opens it and you can close it that way. You just toggle it that way. This seems like such a little thing, I realize, but like when you have such a big catalog, even for regular things, like there are a lot of beds in the game. Being able to look at them all at once is so helpful, because when you have to scroll through just the 2 rows, like I find that really difficult to do sometimes. I feel like having just them laid out in front of me, it's a lot to take in. But it helps, especially when you're scrolling through debug stuff, like scrolling through the debug trees. Like there are so many of them, being able to see more at once and like scroll further at once is so helpful. And like we got bushes too, flowers, and like these planter boxes are always so hard to find, but now you can just grab them super easily. Now the issue and the reason you gotta turn it off and on when you want to use it is because when I go to upload this to the gallery now, the game thinks it's modded, but you can post a build with these items and it won't count as including CC. So to upload the things to the gallery, you just have to turn off the mod. So like go back in, uncheck and recheck organize debug, make sure it's off, close your game, and then reopen it and upload it, which we can do right now, actually. Now that I'm back in my game, after reloading, you can see the filter is off by default again, and then when I go to post this on the gallery, it doesn't count as being modded. Same lot, I didn't change anything. It's just those filters make the game think you're using CC, even though you're not. So it's like a small extra step, but like when you consider how much time you're gonna save with filtering through debug, look, my rocks are no longer here. Well worth it. It is well worth it. The landscaping part of this is the best part. I'm gonna use this all the time. I could sit here and just rant and rave and go on and on about how great this is forever, but I think you guys get the picture. I'm gonna link the Patreon page, but also Twisted Mexie's website down below. I would also highly recommend following on Twitter as well, because then you'll get updates for when the mod comes out for everybody. Sorry, I keep catching myself just like staring at things that I can use that I didn't even realize we had. Like there are some bushes and things that I like, honestly, I didn't even know that we had access to these. Think of all the possibilities. The world is our oyster. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go. I'll link some more videos I've done on mods and build mods and things like that as well if you want to watch more of them. Make sure you read the installation instructions. Follow every step that is laid out to you, okay? If you do it wrong, it won't work. And on that note, I'm going to go. So please make sure, wait, let's look at the rocks again. So please make sure to leave a like and comment and subscribe and do all those fun YouTube things. And in case you guys didn't know, I post new videos every single day. And so I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody. I'm sorry for sitting here like swooning over mods again. This one is just so good. It's so useful. I also can't imagine how much time it took to make. So like, thank you so much. You really have saved us all. You took one for the team and you saved us all.